If you have some apples and a bit of cinnamon, this is the cake you should make. It is moist, full of flavor, smells amazing while it bakes, and tastes even better than it looks. People always ask me for the recipe, so here is how to make this apple cinnamon cake. First, peel and dice 2 or 3 medium apples. Mix them with a 1/4 cup of light brown sugar and a teaspoon of cinnamon. Let the apples sit for a few minutes so their juices start to come out and the flavors meld together while you get the batter ready and gather the rest of your ingredients. Next, put 1/2 cup of light brown sugar into a large bowl, then add 3 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter and a 1/4 cup of avocado or olive oil. Pour in 1/3 cup of milk, add 2 eggs, and stir in 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla sugar. I use an electric mixer to combine everything really well. The butter gives the cake a rich, buttery flavor, while the oil keeps it soft and moist, so the cake stays tender and flavorful even the next day. Next, take a sieve and sift together 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Sifting helps mix the dry ingredients evenly and prevents clumps. If you don't have all-purpose flour, you can use self-rising flour and leave out the baking powder and baking soda. If you don't have baking soda, you can use a little extra baking powder instead. Now, using an electric mixer, mix the dry ingredients into the wet batter on low speed until everything is combined and there are no streaks of flour. Take your time so the batter is smooth and even. Line a 9 by 5 inch loaf pan with parchment paper, leaving a bit hanging over the sides so you can lift the cake out when it's baked. Pour in about half of the batter and use a spatula to spread it evenly across the pan. Then, take the apples you mixed earlier with cinnamon and sugar and spoon 1/2 of them over the batter in the pan. Spread them out so the whole surface is covered. Pour the rest of the batter on top and spread it gently so the apples are hidden under a smooth layer. Add the remaining apples across the top, making sure they reach the edges. Pour any syrup from the bowl over the apples, letting it soak into the loaf to give the top more flavor and moisture as it bakes. Take a knife or skewer and swirl the batter a few times. This will give the cake a nice pattern when you cut it later. Bake the apple cake in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for 55 to 60 minutes. The cake is ready when your kitchen smells absolutely amazing, and a toothpick poked into the center comes out clean or with just a few crumbs. This apple cake comes out so delicious and moist, full of cinnamon and baked apple flavor. The apples turn tender and juicy in the oven, and the top gets that sweet caramelized edge that makes the whole loaf smell amazing and taste even better. If you liked this apple cinnamon loaf cake, check out my other apple loaf cake recipe here. It's also really moist, packed with lots of apples, and every bite is soft, tender, and delicious. Check it out now!